Congressman Mark Green is on the telephone with us today, and one of the reasons why I wanted to speak with you, Congressman Green, is that you actually have spent time in Afghanistan as a member of the military, so you have unique perspective to what's happening right now than maybe some others who call themselves congressmen might. So, thank you for being with us on the show today.
Yeah, Pamela, thanks for having me on, and I just want you guys to know we continue to lift Phil up in our prayers and hope for a speedy recovery for him.
Yes, absolutely. Amen to that. All right, so as someone who's been in Afghanistan, what is your comment watching what you've been watching over the weekend? Kabul is lost, and you've got people clinging to airplanes trying to get out of there.
Yeah, what we're witnessing is a debacle, probably the greatest debacle in American foreign policy since the Bay of Pigs invasion. We have a failed commander-in-chief who has pursued this withdrawal in a manner, totally unacceptable. I mean, when you do what we call in the military a relief in place, where one military unit hands over control of an area and withdraws, you do that based on conditions on the ground. You don't do that based on the clock. And Joe Biden has basically washed his hands and walked away. And when I mean away, he went on vacation. And this guy goes on vacation while the United States flag is being taken down from an embassy, an American embassy, sovereign territory of the United States of America, and it's being overrun. And you got the President of the United States on vacation. I mean, it's unacceptable. And the way they've executed this, I could go over issue after issue after issue of where they failed. It makes me sick at my stomach.
Yeah, I can hear the anger and the passion in your voice, and I don't know what on earth the president could say at 2:45 that could give you any kind of comfort in what has happened in Afghanistan. I'm going to laugh at the whole thing at 2:45. I can't even imagine what he would have to say. Now, let me ask you this. So we've had some folks who actually served in Afghanistan asking these questions that I can't answer, but you might have more knowledge about this. People are asking about Bagram Air Force Base, asking if it's fallen, if the people that were housed there, prisoners housed there, were they let go and now they're free to roam the country, terrorists that want to do us harm, and what about all the equipment there? Has that now fallen into the hands of the Taliban?
So all of those are yeses. Bagram has fallen. They did release the prisoners that were there, and they have seized American equipment. I spoke about this with the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, who I think highly of. He actually, and I disagree on some issues, but I think as a military commander, he's competent. And he's the one that was telling back in April and May, please plus up the troops, don't pull them out. But he and I had a conversation, and there will be a plan to deal with the equipment once they get all the people out.
Mm. Well, I don't know that anybody expected this to happen so quickly. And certainly President Biden didn't think it would happen at all from statements that he has made, that Kabul would never fall, that they would never take over. And here we are. Go ahead.
Yeah, his exact words, Pam, were, no, this won't be like Saigon. I mean, he said it very specifically. This isn't, and it's exactly, in fact, it's worse. It could not be a worse outcome. The real downstream tragedy, and there are lots of tragedies here, the loss of life and the people who supported us, the loss of American soldiers and sailors, airmen, Marines, all that, that is tragic. The reputation of our country going forward with allies and other nations that we support has taken a massive hit today, this weekend. Mm-hmm. And the good faith of this government, We should, this president, I mean, he's an abysmal failure. Whether it's Afghanistan, whether it's the southern border, whether it's gas prices at the pump, whether it is, the killing the pipeline that basically ended thousands of jobs in this country, whether it's the failed defund the police and his defund the Pentagon, $4 billion real cut this year to the Pentagon while they're increasing all other spending 16%. This guy is an abysmal failure. He needs to resign. I mean, at 2:45, I hope he gets up and says, hey, I'm done, and gets on an aircraft and leaves the White House forever. That would be the best thing for this country.
It would. I don't see that happening, but gosh, yeah. It would. Any other president, too, if this would have happened at any other time, they would slink off in disgrace. It is a different time, and for some reason, I think people are going to stick their heads in the sand, and he's still going to remain as president, and unfortunately for our country, things are going to continue to go downhill. I'm not sure how it can get worse than this, but tomorrow is Tuesday,
Yeah, liberal progressives are just going to continue to try to bring about their socialist utopia. The best thing we can do is take back control of the House and then give power back to the states and get back to what the founders intended, and that is a federalist system, because, I mean, the two ideologies aren't compatible anymore.
Not at all. Well, thank you for your passion. Thank you for your anger today. And let's just hope that the people wake up and, as you just said, take back the House and take over power here before it's too late. Thank you, Congressman Green. I appreciate your time today.